Okay, so S. Allen, I'm making this video to you. As I said, I was going to. I want to speak on the fact that were talking about reaching a multidimensional being. See, reaching a multidimensional being really doesn't mean what you think it is, clearly. The ritualistic tools and rites that you're so speaking of, yeah, I have them. I've had my experiences. I've had walk-ins. I've had my Kundalini awakening. I've earned my stripes to be able to talk about these things. For you to come into my comment section and talk about my experience with King Paimon, not yours, it doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like I'm just trying to comprehend where you're coming from, but I don't seem to understand because it's not making sense on my end. And you can feel free to come back into the comments and reply if you feel like I'm wrong with saying what I'm saying in this video. However, I'm still going to state how I feel about what you said. First of all, I want to touch up on the fact that you were speaking about killing animals and how it makes you a pussy. I'm not saying that animals are being killed. There are specific animals that have been used for many years in the occult as offerings to specific deities. Humans are not a necessary sacrifice, nor are they something that should be used as an offering to a god. I've done my research on the Egyptians, the Aztecs, and the Mayans, up until, the Toltecs as well, when they started offering fruits and foods more so than humans. And there doesn't even necessarily need to be an animal sacrifice. There can just be a drop of blood, semen from your target, a male, depending on what you're trying to do, period blood from a woman, a lock of hair, saliva, jewelry, a piece of clothing. All of these things could allow a specific deity to connect more so to said intention or even the said ritual that a person is trying to complete. These ritualistic rites that you speak of, the fasting, the willpower, I've put in work to make a name for myself. No, I don't have a 1 billion hit viral video. That makes absolutely no sense to me either, because of the fact that no psychic that I know that is famous has actually a video that's 1 billion hits. The fact that you speak about my communication with King Paimon, which is my experience and my perspective, and say that it's a video that could potentially be my imagination, I want to ask you a question. How did I attain specific instructions on certain spells from said entity if this was my imagination? How did I yield specific results from my intentions upon giving an offering to this being and working with him? How did I get results? I want to ask you that. What was I feeling when the energy started to change when I opened the sigil? What is that? What would you call that? Would you call that imagination? Would you call the eye shifting imagination? Would you call the energy in your room fluctuating? Would you call that imagination? Would you call actually clairaudiently hearing the voice of the entity that you're communicating with imagination? Would you call me clairvoyantly seeing the being manifest in front of me my imagination? It's clear that you're miseducated and you don't know what you're talking about. And speaking out of ignorance, this is where it gets you. These rights, these tools, this power, all of these abilities, and myself, when I'm speaking on these things, it's coming from my heart and also my experience, because these are my experiences. That's probably the reason why when you look at this video, you don't see too many thumbs down, or any of my videos for that matter, because of the fact that I speak the truth and I'm speaking genuinely from my perspective. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but I can tell you right now, I can guarantee you that it wasn't my imagination. Maybe you're someone who's used to being skeptical or in your head. Hey, I salute you for that, because I'm someone who's a skeptic as well. But there's no reason to come into my domain and disrespect me. That's all I have to say for today.